So welcome folks, here we are again, another Sunday, another meal, another you,
Another me?
another me. Well, it's the same me, it's also the same you.
No,
So
no,
it
there's a
makes
you and there's a me.
the-
So if you say me, I can also say me.
oh,
Because you are you and me and me.
it's,
Me is me.
it's getting complicated. Welcome to our cooking stream. So, here's to the bride and groom with water, because I don't have anything else to toast with. So, a congrats party.
For selecting autumn.
Well, not for selecting autumn, but for the cousin. Before I take a sip, I understand niece. I understand nephew and niece. Then there is cousin. Isn't that the same as niece? And if so, is there also a different name for a nephew? English sometimes confuzzles me.
Yeah,
So-
because when you say cousin, I would think it's the same as nephew. But maybe there's a difference between from a mother's side or a father's side or...
Okay, so a cousin is the child of an uncle. So that can be a he or a she or whatever there is out there. So a cousin is not like a niece or a nephew. Confuzzled.
Okay.
Guten Abend,
Guten Abend, Fonzie.
Mr. Fonzie. I was just saying congratulations, and we hope he has a lot of fun, because selecting autumn is going to a bridal shower. So my question was, are you going to put the bride in the shower? What's that? But apparently it's a pre-party to the wedding. So here's to them for a very happy, long life together.
I just figured it out.
What?
It's a wet t-shirt thing.
It's a what?
A wet t-shirt.
No.
For the bride.
No.
Well, okay, for the bride at least. Niece
So-
or nephew would be the child of your sibling.
Okay. And then we never did, yeah, I'm okay.
And cousin
So-
is the child of an uncle. Okay.
So in the Netherlands, you either have nicht, niece, or nephew, niece. Doesn't matter whether they are children from your brother or sister, or whether they are children from an uncle or an aunt. There is just the one word. So I was a little bit confuzzled about cousin, but I think I got it now. So there is that.
Let's hope we can remember though when we need it.
What is custom? Well, what used to be custom, because what do I know? I got married a long time ago. Is that before getting married, very often the bride and her girlfriends or friends come together, have a party, and also the groom does that with his friends. And then there is this big party, which is the wedding. But apparently it's different in the United States, so I would say party on. Doesn't really matter what the reason is, whom you are festive with, as long as you are enjoying yourself, it is okay. So
Sure.
now I did the toasting, but I didn't drink, and now I have a little bit of a dry throat, so again, to the happy couple. Mr. Fonzie, did we ask, we never did that, no. Guten Abend, are you learning German in Duolingo? Are we broadening the horizon? Learning a new language? That would be good. Okay, so me, that would be Fonzie and Mrs. Fonzie chatting tonight about an idea. the Thursday night before we go on holiday, we should have a Chinese meal at our home. All of us together. Well, we are in. Well, I'm in. I don't see Peter. Yes? No?
Yes, yes.
Peter is also in.
As long as there's no shrimps and
but
fishy
you,
food, then
then
I'm
you
okay.
can just not eat that. But yeah, well, basically, whatever is the easiest for you guys, I would say. Because everybody is coming on Thursday, right? At least that was the plan, as far as I understood. So, would be nice.
It will be chicken based. That would be amazing.
You are relearning your languages. Ooh, nice. Look who's here. Hey, DJ. Welcome to the stream.
Did you see a turtle?
Yeah, I saw the turtle.
Flying through.
I don't. If the turtle is in view, I don't have to look at the name because I think Hey DJ is the only one who actually used that as I think a hello sign. I think we called it. I can't even remember what the name of it was. I just like the turtle as an image, so that's why we have that as a emote, and you can use it in whatever way or form you like. Oh, look at Hey DJ doing all the turtles. No, I saw that, Fonzie. Ah, trying to get me confused.
But we do have a.
Shame on you.
We do have a.
We got a tiara time.
Now
Now let me really quickly get the tiara and the time holder, so that we can start this this party. Let me see if the first time I can actually catch it. I'm gonna do my best. Here we go. Whoopa! Whoopa? Yeah. Whoopa is the phrase for today.
It comes out the way it comes out.
Yes, it is what it is. So 10 minutes on the timer, which is powered by Moo. So tiara time, folks, by Lego with Fonzie. I'm going to keep Moo here for a minute. There was one last thing about nieces, nephews, and etc. Oh, there it is. Niece or nephew would be a child of your sibling. Okay. Yeah, we don't have different names for children from uncles, aunts, or... Well, that's not true. We have, we have... I think if it's another generation, so if it would be, I don't know, we have what we call achternicht and achterneef. That's, I think, twice or three times removed or something like that. But honestly, I just say nicht and neef and that's it. So that's where we're going to keep it at. So we're doing something fishy today in the nicest possible way so that you don't get strange ideas. Basically, we're just going to use fish in the recipe. As you know, we are not really fish lovers in the sense of fish that actually tastes fishy. There is no way for me to explain that clearly. So we are not into the salmon. We are not into the, I don't know what else, any else fish, but we do like our white fish. So today we are using, is it a goldfish? No, it's not goldfish. No, I think a fillet from goldfish would be not much meat unless...
That would be like sardines. You would need a lot of those.
Yeah.
I think.
Or you would have this very nice golden, but they are not goldfish. You know the big ones that the neighbor had in the pond? What are these called? These huge orange...
These are
Carpers.
called...
carpers? I don't know what it's called in English.
It's we will get to it. We will get to
we
it.
we will look that up later on, and I think it's what is the thought on the Icelandic shark stuff? Okay, I tasted shark once. I don't know if it was from Iceland or wherever it came from, but I was not impressed. So I tried shark, I tried ostrich, what was the other weird thing? Kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
So
Skippy.
we went to an all-you-can-eat buffet where they had a huge barbecue section where they made the different meats. So that's where the shark came in, the ostrich, the kangaroo, and there was another weird thing. So I tried it all, and honestly, kudos to everybody who really likes it, but it's not my cup of tea. So no, cod is called kabeljauw in the Netherlands. You have these fish that people have in their ponds that are they can be white
You
and
see a
yellow.
lot of them in Chinese restaurants.
Yes.
They have very
They're
beautiful
not
colors.
to eat.
They're as big as your forearm, and they can have colors of yellow, orange, white, black.
So in Dutch,
I don't think they're called karpers.
yes.
I don't think that's it.
Is that not it?
Well, it's koi. Yeah, koi.
Koi.
Is that koi carp?
Yeah, koi carp. Yeah.
Okay. Then
That
it is
that
it.
is
Okay.
the one.
Then I was
So
wrong.
unless you eat one of those, then a fish fillet would be nice. But if you're using goldfish, it's no. Let me show you what we will be using. I'm going to take moo with me, and also then show you the ingredients. So moo goes here, and the ingredients are here, and here is the list. We are using Alaska pollock. Apparently, the package says Alaska, and a pollock in Dutch is koolvis. I think sometimes it's also called coalfish, so C-O-A-L and then just fish. It's not really clear to me if there is a difference between a pollock and coalfish, but that is what we are using. Apparently this is one of the few types of white fish which is sustainably, I don't know, verified, yada yada yada. Okay, so what are we using besides our pollock? We have an eggplant or aubergine as they are called also. We have a zucchini or a courgette, a different name. I have some fish stock. There is a sweet pepper, an onion. We have tomato frito, parsley, let me look, oh yeah, parsley. We have a pepper, a salt, and a garlic clove. So all of this together is going to make the meal of today. Everything except for the rice is going to go in one pan. Apparently this dish seems also to be very tasty with some baked potatoes, but I don't know, we never made it. So we'll see what this meal will be. The official name of the recipe is a summery one-pan dish with fish. That would be, well, without the rice. And then at the bottom they say, tip, very nice with rice or with baked potatoes. So it's not, we are not making it as a one-pan dish, but you could if you don't add rice or potatoes to it.
Okay. I want to
There
say
is that.
welcome to Mr. Angel over on Beam.
Ooh.
Welcome, Angel. Nice to see you as every Sunday, and thank you for the sun sticker.
Let me grab my glass of water real quick. I'll put that here. Yeah. Before we start anything cooking wise, Be happy that you weren't here half an hour ago, because you would have heard some swearing, some yelling, and some moaning about the cleanup. What happened? All these glassware, all these dishes are in this cabinet here. So this table is then not here, because otherwise I cannot open it. And while I took the big one out, the smaller ones thought, oh hey, we are going also. And they dropped out of the cabinet on the tile floor, scattering in a few, well, let's say 1,000 pieces, till the end of the kitchen, till halfway in our living room, even around the corner. There were pieces underneath the table, on the chairs, and even a few made it on the countertop. So what I did was, oh no! And then I said some words that I cannot repeat because we are a family-friendly channel. So the mood was set today.
Oof.
So I need some encouragement that life is going to be better than it was half an hour ago. Oh my, that was no fun at all. But back to the matter at hand. Our dish. We need to cut the vegetables, the onion, and then basically take that over to the stove. But we're going to start with boiling some water for our rice. So I'm taking the rice to the counter. Then I'm going to shuffle backwards, turn on the water boiler, and then we're going to wait, not on Moo to do his thing, but we're going to wait until the water boils so we can put the rice in the pan. So that would be step one. Next step is to make some room here. So I don't know where I'm going to put it all.
In the meantime,
Yes.
Angel says hi to both of you.
Well, hi to you too, Mr. Angel.
Hi, Angel. Hope you're well. And he says, fish dish, question mark. I'm not a big fan of fish, unless it is sushi.
Ah, okay. Well, we are not big fans of fish in general. We do enjoy a piece of white fish in a dish. So not just the fish on its own, unless, of course, there is a thick layer of batter around it. Then it's a different thing.
Ooh.
So today we're making a vegetable dish with fish, basically. That's what it is. So with a nice tomato curry-like sauce. So we don't eat salmon, we don't eat whatever other fish, and I don't think we ever tried sushi. Did you?
Yes,
And?
but I don't think with fish.
Not with fish, okay. So there's that.
Because typically salmon would be a fish that they make sushi with, I think.
Yeah, they don't really like salmon.
But
smoked salmon, that's a different thing.
Yeah. We have eaten, I think, the sushi that they make with rice and cucumber and stuff like that, vegetables in it.
Yeah,
but not so much with
but
fish.
That's not really
Yep.
what we think. As you heard, I'm going to put this here before it's on the floor. As you heard, Moo did his ring thing. That means that the Yara time has ended, which was brought to you by a Lego with Fonzie. You also probably heard, no, it doesn't make any sound, does it?
Plok.
Oh, it does pluck. Our water boiler did pluck, which means that the water is boiling. So let's go over to the stove. Only 2 pans today, so this is the dish of the pan that I will be using for the vegetables and the fish, and this is just for the rice. As you can see, there is already some salt in there, and I'm gonna add half a stock cube to get this rice to have a little bit more taste than just boiled rice. Now, let me turn this on. Let's put the water in here.
Also, warm welcome on Beam to Jay. Good afternoon to you. Hope you're well. Nice to see you.
Okay, so we're gonna wait for this to boil. I don't know if you can actually see, but we have help from our 3 lid holder grumpies. We named them Mr. Grumpy, Mrs. Grumpy, and Little Grumpy because they don't look very happy.
The 2 on the top are hidden behind the thing from the pan. There we go.
So we have 1, 2, they're exactly the same, and they look kind of grumpy. These are lid holders. That doesn't always work, but they are funny. So I thought, let's take them out of the drawer and use that. So this is already starting to boil. So I'm going to stand here waiting until it's happy enough to receive the rice. And we already are at that point. So the salt and also the stock cube is fully, how do we call it?
Dissolved.
Dissolved, yes. Now the rice go in. Today I'm making a 2-person dish. So there will not be any leftovers today. Hence the low volume, let me call it like that, of rice. I'm going to put the lid on the feet of, is this the wrong way? I never know how to do this. Hold on. Okay. Let me show you, because I need your help. So this is Mr. Grumpy. Mr. Grumpy has an opening where you can put him on the side of your pan. So I'm wondering, is he supposed to go on there like this? Or
He's eating the edge of the pan.
or is it supposed to be like this, so that the lid can be held up by his feet? I never know. So I think like this. No, like this, so that the feet are in the air.
The whole family of Grumpies is helping.
We're going to
Look
do
at
the whole
that.
family today. And they are funnier than that they are useful.
Oh, boy. That's a harsh thing to say to a Grumpy.
Doesn't even,
No wonder they're grumpy.
no wonder they are grumpy. Maybe it should be like this anyway, so that they can look in the pan. I have no idea.
The big
honestly.
eyes.
We're going to use them, and in the hope that it doesn't boil over. That look at their little feet.
Okay.
That's their job for today. So the rice needs about, I would say 8 minutes, maybe 8-9 minutes. So let's put the timer for the rice.
We have some chat.
Okay. Oh, look who's here. Uncommon Wolf, welcome to
I didn't want to interrupt you
to
while
the
you were doing your
stream.
thing. So.
They are cute. That looks right with their feet sticking out. I don't know if this is how they are supposed to work, but at least they keep the lid of the pan. So and now in the hopes that it doesn't boil over.
I have some Beam chat also for you.
Okay.
Jay says, hello all, I am very well. And Angel said, Peter, Jay is the operations manager of Beam and a phenomenal cook, which resulted in a big heart from Jay and a thank you, Angel. So.
Well, now I'm kind of worried because
Why?
yeah, the pressure is on. Not only the high folks of Beam, but a cook. Oh wow. Well, follow me.
Well, Angel, let us know. Are you a professional level cook or a hobby cook, or do you just enjoy cooking? I
Yeah.
mean, you know, it's always fun because we
'Cause,
found through the years that food brings people together.
yeah, that's true.
So yeah,
I'm
it's always
scared now.
good.
I'm
Uncommon says, "Don't worry, I'll keep you on task." So
okay, good.
Uncommon to the rescue.
So, in case you are a chefy chef, I know that this is not supposed to be the way that you cut onions, but me and the big knife, although we like each other, but just not for cutting onions. I don't know why, but I've decided a long time ago I'm going to use a smaller knife for smaller things to cut, because I do have a big chefy knife, but yeah. So I'm cutting the onion first, and then we can get to the other 3 vegetables. Because basically today we are eating fish, vegetables, and rice. That's about it. So this is the onion. I cannot help that it doesn't fit, because the bigger dishes went splash,
Aw.
which I explained. So we need to get some new ones. So that's the onion. I've got one big bowl where I'm going to put all the veggies in. They're already pre-washed. The only thing that I need to do is, when I cut through the sweet pepper, get these little pits and stuff out. From the courgette or zucchini or whatever you call it, I'm just going to cut off the beginning and the end. At least I'm assuming that that was the beginning and the end. And then we're just going to do slices, which we then will cut up again.
Okay, we have some chat.
Okay.
Jay says, "Lol, I simply enjoy it. No training."
Okay.
And Angel says, "Jay is a big fan, Mrs. Amazing. She's an amateur cook, but her food is delicious and nutritious."
Ooh.
So I guess Angel would know. Apparently, he's tasted the
Yeah.
food. So, yeah. But that's awesome, Jay. You're very welcome to hang out and share tips if you have them.
Yeah.
And you know.
Or
to,
suggestions for meals.
suggestions, whatever. You know, we're
Just
happy
keep
to.
in mind that we are in a different country, which means that not all the ingredients are everywhere available.
Yep.
But yeah.
We're open to suggestions and dish ideas and you know all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
But nothing chefy.
Hashtag nothing chefy is the going rate here. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's one of the requirements. It needs to be done within 30 to 45 minutes so we
Yeah.
can do it on stream. And well, you know,
That's it.
whatever is to your taste might be to ours as well. We don't
Well,
know until we try.
You might have a favorite one that you want to share. So I need to cut these.
This is funny for a topside view.
It is?
Yeah, because you made towers of cucumber.
It's not cucumber.
Sorry, zucchini?
Zucchini.
Towers of zucchini.
I'm quarter them. I'm thinking I don't mind if there are a little bigger pieces.
But it's awesome. I think it's really fun that we stream on Beam on Sunday with our cooking show,
Yeah,
and then the CEO,
yeah. I'm flabbergasted.
as well as the operations manager
Yeah.
of Beam, just lounge in our stream. They just hang out, like, you know, hi, we're here to chat and have some fun and look at you cook.
Yeah.
So I think that's amazing. And we also had Theo, of course, for a while, Theodore, the tech guy. So
So, taking the beginning and the end of our aubergine or eggplant, or whatever you call it. And I think I'm gonna halve this first. Why is my board moving?
Uncommon Wolf says zucchini for our US and Canadian friends,
Yeah,
but in most other English speaking countries, you just say courgette.
courgette. But that would be that one. But the aubergine. Do I do another one like this?
I hear a timer.
Yeah, that would be the rice.
Oh, okay. Jay says you two do a fantastic job with your time restrictions. Well, thank you, Jay. We manage. You know, the whole thing just started as a fun experience, and we've been doing it for so many years now.
Well,
That
it
it's
started
just-
as a dare.
Yeah, it's just a fun thing to do.
Explained it many, many times. In the old days, when Amazing Peter Gaming was the only one streaming
In this household.
in this household, not. So he played a lot of games and built a very nice community. And at a certain point, one of his loyal friends,
Gaming friends, yeah.
gaming friends said, "You know what you need to do? You should do a cooking stream." And then we thought, I don't know about that one. Because when Peter started streaming, I wasn't, of course, I wasn't in the frame. Peter did his games, and when I went to bed, when he was still streaming, I just kind of walked in the frame, kissed him on the head, said good night, and that was that. And then suddenly people started to react and say, "Good night, Mrs. A." So, well, or Mrs. Amazing, I think. So that's where the name came from, and it kind of stuck. So the more and more that I was in the frame, I wasn't really, I don't know, I wasn't, in the beginning, I didn't like it, I didn't want it, I thought, why should people look at me? And then this friend said, do the cooking stream. And that's how it started, 8 years ago, because we are in season 8.
Empty dish.
Again, the same for our sweet pepper. Taking the beginning and the end off, and now we need to get rid of all these pits. I don't know if maybe you, Jay, save these seeds and grow your own. Me, not so much. I just throw them away and buy sweet peppers if I need them in a dish or whatever. Pepper. So we like this one, and also the bell peppers, also really nice.
Mm.
Okay, so now let me put all of this on the board, and then I need to go to the rice before it's overcooked, and then I also can get trying to get all these bits on the plate. Okay, so we're making a detour to the trash can.
Don't throw out the good stuff.
No, just getting rid of all of this, and then rinsing whatever is left of seeds, and then turning, I think, the water off. I must say that the Grumpies did a very good job today. Nothing boiled over, nothing splashed over. Now let me see if the rice is actually done. I think I'm gonna leave it. Well, just a few minutes. I'm gonna turn the heat a little lower, keeping the lid off. Back to the cutting table.
Oh, that's the wrong can. There we go. Uncommon Wolf says it's probably the same for eggplant and aubergine. So for eggplant, US, Canada, and aubergine for the rest of the English-speaking countries.
Yes,
Um,
it's, I don't know. Apparently, but I, Google information.
Hey, but he says so. Interestingly, apparently he looked it up on Google as well.
Ah, okay.
Interestingly, eggplant is preferred by most English-speaking countries,
Yes.
while aubergine is mostly used in the UK
Yeah.
and also in the Netherlands. Because we say aubergine, we don't say eggplant.
aubergine. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. So
I'm moving over there.
yeah, move. Jay says, I often have a garden and will save seeds on veggies sometimes.
Okay.
Mostly I keep the scraps for my chickens.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a
Of
minute,
course.
Jay, you have chickens?
Of course.
Because, what? Because we know just one person in our friends circle that has chickens,
Yeah.
which is Shadows TV, but
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start in the big pan. Put some olive oil. No, not olive oil. I'm putting some oil in it today. I'm using sunflower oil. Is there a specific reason for that? No. It was the first one I grabbed. So, if I do like baked potatoes, stuff like that, fried potatoes, I like to use what we call arachideolie, which we then translate into arachnic oil, but it has nothing to do with spiders, but it's a peanut oil.
so it's basically used for high flame pan things like woks
Everything,
and stuff.
Yeah, higher temperature
Yep.
things. So while this is heating up, I'm gonna get the rice. Oh, in case you are thinking, is she gonna throw it in the sink? No, I've got a colander here. Some rice sticking. You don't want that.
Jay says, I do. They're great. Apparently, Jay loves her chickens. It's not very common for people to have chickens in the Netherlands. It's
No.
more like a farmer thing, if I can say
But
that.
not if you're living in the middle of the city, you know.
Yeah, depending on where you live,
Where
of
you
course.
live.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave this here for a minute because I'm thinking this is warm enough. And do we start with something specific? Let me check the recipe. As always, Jay, maybe an explanation for you. All the recipes, the dishes that I make are not my recipes. I find them in magazines, online, people suggest it, etc., etc. And the first time I basically make them the way that the recipe is telling me to do. And now it says put in the onions and the veg. So that's what we're going to do. And as you can see, we have a lot of vegetables. Hence the big pan. Let's give this a swirl. When onions hit hot oil, that already smells amazing, in my opinion. I just need to get all these pieces separated. And then these take about, I would say, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, approximately. I'm going to put the rice back in the pan, and then I'm just going to leave it on the stove, but with no heat underneath. And with a lid on, so it does stay warm. And then hopefully doesn't stick too much once we're going to use it. This is this. in case it does stick, we don't mind because we like sticky rice.
Mr. Fonzie is back.
Okay,
Welcome back, Fonzie.
let's do a timer here for about 10 minutes.
Uncommon Wolf says the fun one is actually bell pepper, which goes by several names.
It does?
Bell pepper in the US and Canada.
Yeah.
It's called capsicum in
Yeah,
Australia,
yeah.
New Zealand, and South
Yeah.
Africa. Capsicum, I've never heard that one
Yeah,
before.
I did, but that's only because I follow a YouTube channel in Australia.
Oh, okay.
That's why I know this.
Then it's sweet pepper in the UK and
Yeah.
Ireland, some parts of Canada, and paprika, as we say in the Netherlands, in many parts of Europe.
Yeah, we call it paprika. That's
Paprika,
what
yeah.
it's called, paprika.
That's what we say, paprika.
What it's called in the Netherlands. Because the word pepper, in the Netherlands, points to basically basically pepper as in salt and pepper, which is kind of spicy. But a bell pepper and a sweet pepper are not spicy. Or then there are these red peppers. Those are really spicy. They look like sweet peppers, but are way smaller in most cases. But the taste is really, really different. So I'm always a little bit confuzzled why it's called a bell pepper. It doesn't have the shape of a bell, or where is that coming from? Oh,
A little bit of shape of a bell, not so much the shape of a pepper.
oops.
Wooshoo-hoo!
Escaping vegetables.
Uh-oh. Peppercorn. Peppercorn, uncommon?
Peppercorn.
Doesn't look like pepper, doesn't look like corn.
Yeah, we have peppercorns. Where is the pepper that I'm using today?
Oh, you mean like those thingies.
Peppercorns.
Peppercorns, yeah.
So
You
you
grind
can
them.
grate them yourself, but I also have white and black pepper that is already grated. Comes like a powder
That's just mushed.
in a bottle. But for today, I thought I'm going to do a little bit fancy, although it's nothing chefy. Using the salt and the pepper, well, shakers basically. Now, what are these things called? Where you have to grind your own pepper?
A pepper grinder?
Is it a pepper grinder?
Probably.
I don't know about that one.
Listen, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck,
Yeah,
it probably is a duck. So a pepper grinder,
pepper grinder.
right, Fonzie? If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck. Uncommon, who is Uncommonpedia today,
Is he?
says, so peppers got their name because when explorers tried to find a replacement in the Americas, they didn't have pepper, as in peppercorn, and the closest replacement they had was the pepper.
Ah, okay.
So that's a lot of pepper.
What I'm going to do is grab the remaining ingredients and put them on the counter, because this is where everything will happen. Am I right? Yeah. You watch the pan. I'll be back.
Watch pan.
Oh no. Hold on. I'm back
Watch Mrs.
already.
A.
What we need to do is cut the fish up in little cubes.
Fish cubes.
Fish cubes.
Oh,
Okay. Well, follow me then, I would say.
it looks like our Twitch chat is disconnected from Beam.
It is?
Yeah, because we have some new chat on Twitch that is not coming through on the Beam chat.
Oh, that's not good. So we are having 4 little pieces of pollock.
Pollock?
Pollock?
Is it Jason?
No,
Jason Pollock?
no.
Oh,
Which I'm just cutting into smaller pieces.
Oh, Jackson Pollock, sorry.
Jackson Pollock. Yeah, not really good at. Let's do this. Because once the vegetables are done, we're going to add the fish, make a sauce, and then put everything together. I am going to dry the fish a little bit because it's kind of wet.
Aha.
Aha.
So it's not really gefilte, the fish.
No. Oh, and then I can show you guys the very funny kitchen paper we bought.
Oh my god.
We
It
use,
truly is funny.
usually we have just plain white, you know, that's okay. So, look at the festive kitchen paper that we have.
It's polka dot.
It's polka dot. It's polka dot indeed. And I just put this on here and then hope that it will dry. There's a lot of water. Come off. Oh, this pollock came in the freezer, so I defrosted it, but it wasn't defrosted fully. I just noticed. Hence the water, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it here for a second. When I need it, I'm going to grab it. We are now back here. We did that. We're going to crush 1 garlic clove. Do I have a knife? Add that. Give this a few seconds to mingle with the vegetables. And then the recipe says add 75 milliliters of white wine. We are not wine people. We don't drink wine, I don't cook with wine, I even hate wine vinegar. So what I do have is fish stock. So I'm gonna add that, not all of it, but part of it, and then if needed I can add some later. Okay. And now we need to add our tomato frito, which is, how do I explain this? It's not tomato puree. It's also not just a tomato sauce. It's kind of a mixture between tomato sauce and curry.
Curry ketchup?
Yeah, something like that. I'm not really sure. Sometimes I replace it with curry ketchup, and now I'm just using it. Am I using all of it? 330. Yeah, that's it. So we're adding this.
Meanwhile, we have a tiara time from Rose.
We do. Hi, Rose. Give me a second.
Rose says, live in the shack, lol. I'm here.
I'm always live in the shack on Sunday with Rose.
Always live in the shack. Yes.
Yeah. Now let me give this a stir first.
Meanwhile, Uncommon Wolf says, I'll never quite understand how arugula got
Yeah.
the name rocket. Because it's not shaped like a rocket.
No, it's not. We call it rucola.
Like Rucola. Like rucola.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we call it.
Rose has another graveyard shift tonight.
Okay. Also adding our parsley. And some pepper and salt. That was the salt. Let's get some pepper in here. Give it a stir, and then we're going to put the lid on and then leave it for as long as it takes for the fish, which we're going to add now. And I pick this up without it dropping. Ooh. Let's see if this is not the way to do it, but yeah, still, here it goes. So the fish goes in here now. And the fish is gonna heat up and get done in the sauce. Putting the lid on. I've got no idea how long it takes, but I think in the meantime we can do a little bit of cleaning up. Unless there are any questions or remarks or whatever, then we can talk about that.
Well, tiara time.
Oh yeah, oh my god, I forgot. How can I forget tiara time?
By Rose.
By Rose. Rose, honey. Here we go. I'm going to catch it here, if that's okay with you. Of course, the first time that went like brilliant. I forgot the sound it made, but we'll see.
Whatever comes out,
Whatever comes out.
Here we go.
Here we go. Woohoo! That's the sound for for Rose's tiara time.
Ow.
10 minutes on the clock.
It's more than I got, Rose.
Timekeeper is moved. We're going to put him here. And now we're going to rinse some stuff because we have to wait for the fish to be done.
Rose says, it's okay, Mama. I get it, lol.
You get it right. Because
She
the
gets it.
sound, the tiara time sound is always different. I
It's
don't think about it, it just happens.
It's
Some-
always a sort of woo thing.
Yeah, something usually a woo thing, but yeah, not always. We have the Whopper once, which was not really, I don't think many people like that. Let's rinse this board real quick. Because everything that I can rinse now is going to be easier to clean after the stream.
Hi, Rose.
Okay, let's get rid of this.
Hope you're doing well today at work. Just wanted to say hi.
Rose is a hard-working lady.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're going to do a quick clean of the table, what do we call this? The little table that I used to cut everything.
Rose says, my work wife loves me. She left food in the fridge and her grandma, who is my weekend supervisor, told me to eat it.
Nice. Well, that's sweet.
It is. It's very sweet.
Everybody here. Now let's look in this pan and maybe, rinse them all, but I still need one. And then see what is happening here.
No way that the meat is already done, the fish.
Well, the fish doesn't take that long.
Yep, these 2 jobs is gonna have to be worth it. Hubby lost his job Wednesday. So
Oh.
no, it's all me right now.
Wow, that's no bueno.
Sorry to hear that, Rose.
Yeah. Difficult times nowadays.
Oh yeah, apparently. May have to do door dashing on days off to make up for more income.
Ah,
Well, how about he go door dashing and you do your jobs?
yeah. Well, maybe, Rose, it's a good thing because maybe he can find a job closer to home.
That would be a thing, yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice? Just to have him home every evening?
Hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna set. Okay, it takes 6 more minutes to our time. I think that that will also approximately be the time that the fish needs. So let's stir in the rice. I'm going to turn this around so that I can have this here.
Aha.
Let's do some stirring. Let's stir the pot.
Rose says he applied for a security job close by. We won't know anything until Wednesday.
Yeah, well, that would be nice.
And Uncommon Wolf says best of luck to him. Yeah, we keep fingers crossed, Rose, for a nice job for Mr.
Yeah.
Rose. Are you tasting the rice?
No,
Oh,
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too.
This is good. Let me poke the fish.
Woof! Everything's fogged up. Now it's good. It looks really nice though, with all the nice colors in there, with the greens and the reds and the yellows and the,
Yep,
you know,
it's a very colorful dish.
very colorful, yeah. It's going to look amazing on the plate.
Yep. So I'm going to leave the lid off now.
Can you do me a favor? If you do a little taste,
Yeah.
then see if you may need to put some curry ketchup in there.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. You can, once it's done, you can come and taste.
Okay.
It's, for me, it's a little bit too liquid now. So that's why I'm taking the lid off.
So that the steam can go out.
So that the steam can go out while the fish is getting done.
How's that tasting for you?
Well, it's just fish. What I'm doing, and I'm hoping that's okay with you, honey, I'm kind of making these pieces of fish smaller
I'm fine
so
with
that
that.
they get more incorporated in the sauce. Just like we did when we had this recipe where we also used the same fish and also used the courgette, but made it into something to put in puff pastry.
Mm.
That's always a great dish. I think we made it on stream once.
Uncommon Wolf says,
Yeah.
on that note, it's important to stir the pot. Just don't be a pot stirrer.
Yeah, that's true. But if, you know, when it walks like a duck and it looks like a duck and it quacks as a duck, it usually is a duck. So when you stir the pot, aren't you then the pot stirrer?
No, you're a duck.
I'm a what?
A duck.
A duck.
We're
Never
we're
thought
going
duck.
to the UK in a couple of weeks, guys.
Yeah.
lady. So get used to people calling you duck again.
Oh,
and
yeah.
love
Duck.
and potato, and I don't know what other
I
names
don't
you
know
got
what
called.
yeah. All these terms of endearment were really funny. In the
Ro-
beginning, I thought it was being insulted. Someone said, hey, duck.
Hello, ducky.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of like that, Uncommon.
Yeah.
Rose says there's no trucks on site right now, so I'm doing my paint with diamonds to pass the time.
I think I saw that you streamed that also. Or not?
She did?
I think I saw a notification, of course, hours after you stopped. Because, I was sleeping.
You got a notification while you were sleeping.
Yeah. So if you want to come and have a taste, now is the time.
Now would be the time.
I think maybe it needs a little bit more pepper and salt. I'm not sure about the curry.
Hold on, let me fix my hair
Yeah.
before I walk into the frame.
Here is a fork, and it's really warm.
Hi, fork. Let's see what we can do here. It's really, really.
Who you guys going to see in the UC?
What do you think? Who do you
Well, Rose, in June we are going for a weekend visit of Fonzie and Mrs. Fonzie and little Fonzie. And then with the same nice guys we met on their wedding, we're going to go a long weekend, to a cottage in Whitby.
Along the coast.
Along the coast, yep. So that's what we're doing.
It's a little wet for me as well,
Yeah.
but it could use a few squirts of the.
It could? Okay, let's grab it.
Oh, hot.
And we are still thinking about visiting people in the US, but it's last time we looked, ticket prices were ridiculous.
But going around in the US is a totally different story from visiting a few people in the UK.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because the US will take, it's first of all a much bigger country, and everyone lives far away from each other. So we need to really time that.
You need to move to the center of the US or somewhere near a big airport. Just all together. And then we can come and visit all of you.
We should have Amazing Con in the US.
Yeah, that will be funny.
And just get everyone together.
Yeah. If this is still too liquid,
It is.
I can add some cornstarch to it, but I think it's going to be okay.
Let's see what it looks
But
like.
I don't want everything to get mushy. I think it's going to be okay. Did you feel that it needed a little bit more salt or pepper?
A little bit of salt maybe, not so much pepper. Rose says, let me know when. Portland International is the biggest closest to me.
Yeah, I know. We looked at it.
We know, Rose.
But you are on the other side of the country than other people. So
For example, Selecting Autumn and Archie are on the east coast of things.
Yeah. So we need to, and Golden Steph is in
Canada.
Canada. So yeah.
Uncommon Wolf says, I've read that all the people in the world standing shoulder to shoulder can fit in the entirety of the state of Texas.
Really?
Look at that nice dish.
Okay.
Can you
What?
get that pan with the vegetables a little closer to the pan with the rice? Let me show you what I mean. No, the other way around. Because the rice I could see perfectly, but the vegetables not so much. See, it's a much better picture. Thank you. Everyone come visit OR and I'll do a week coast trip. Or just mob around.
Yeah, we just need to, first of all, we need to settle on when. You know, which
Yeah.
time of the year would be the best, basically. And the US is a big country, but we don't want to be there when it snows. Also not during hurricane season or mosquito season.
Mosquito season, no.
So I'm not really sure what then would be the best time. Okay, so that was the rice.
Uncommon Wolf says fall, autumn.
Yeah.
Well, that's when we honeymooned in the US
Well, we went in October. That's not
a
really.
few years ago. Well, that was fall, that was autumn.
Yeah, that's true.
We had like snow and rain in New York,
Yeah.
but it was sunny and beautiful in California.
Yeah. It was
So
weird.
yeah, that was
So
different.
we left in shorts. In where did we travel from? San Francisco.
We traveled from San Francisco back to New York, but when we first came, we landed in Houston
Yeah.
and then went to LA. That was
Yeah.
the first thing. And from LA, we got a car and we drove upwards to Vegas and whatever.
You didn't see that.
Nope, nobody saw that. And then we ended up in San Francisco and we flew back to New York and stayed there for a little over a week.
Oh yeah. And it snowed while we were in New York.
It was snowing in Jersey, yeah.
Yeah, on the other side of the pond. Of the lake. So folks, here we have it. Fish, veggies and rice. Let's eat, people.
Woohoo! Well, then, as you can see, we have a big old mess here. So we're going to put this down. Meanwhile, I'll give you something nice to look at, because, hi, I'm over here. So we'll be right back, guys. Here's a thing with a little music for y'all.
And here we are.
We are back.
Welcome.
Yay. This
It's a plate of, it's a lot.
it's a big plate. Yeah, it is.
Big plate, yeah.
Selecting Autumn says this looks very hearty, and Jay says looks really pretty and hearty. So yeah, the consensus is that it looks pretty and hearty.
Yeah.
And we're going to put that theory to the test, but not before we make a little screenshot.
Yeah, we take a picture so that
So-
you can see what it actually looks on the plate.
Let me get my phone out for that.
And well, we already showed you the picture of the red that came with the recipe.
So we're going
there
to
it
see
is.
in how far Mrs. A succeeded in
Yeah.
copying the recipe, the picture
Yes.
of the recipe.
You said it
there.
was for two, but it could definitely serve four.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a lot. If we don't eat it all, then we don't eat it all. You know, it's a big pile.
Let's be like.
But it was a huge aubergine. That was a really big one. Didn't have any smaller. So yeah.
Here's our picture. Okay.
Now let's take the picture.
There we go. This is it. Let me do a little bit of this. Let me show you what we're working with here, guys. This is what we're working with. So we can do this to put it in the middle. And then see, yeah, because we're putting
So
stuff
we're
there.
using different placemats at the moment. We have square ones, where we then just have a little bit of white in the corners. But now we have these. There is a lot of white. Is this okay?
This looks good to me.
Okay.
I'm going to
Hands up.
hands up,
Let's take a picture. Okay.
and then don't do anything else.
Not doing anything else. And there it is, folks. Fish, veggies, and rice. The fishy thing that we did today.
And I'm going to come over to you and take a picture because we have a button for that.
Oh, an actual picture.
An actual photo.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay.
Kan je weer muten?
Muting. While we're at it, we might as well just.
Cheers to you guys. Bon
Cheers.
appetit.
Bon appetit.
I'm hoping that you also have something to eat or to snack on or to drink or whatever that would be.
You said it was for you too. Yeah. It looks delicious. Enjoy. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Uncommon Wolf.
So
Let's put this away
let's try this.
and let's see if we can dig in.
It looks good, but it doesn't mean it tastes good.
It's true. It's true. It could go either way.
It's really hot.
Why do we have a knife?
I don't know.
We don't even need a knife with this. I'm very happy that you put the curry ketchup in.
Made it a little bit sweeter.
Nope. It does make it sweeter.
I think you could make this dish with chicken instead of the fish. But then, of course, you need to fry the chicken.
Of course. But yeah.
Is it nice? Yes. Is it wow?
It's a good meal.
Yeah.
It has a lot of vegetables.
Yeah, that's true. Because you know we need to eat 200 grams of veggies every day.
And it's fish, so something else.
You do not need to chew the fish. You can just, with your tongue, flatten it.
Yeah.
So it's really well done. So the fish doesn't take very long.
Agree. I like to have a little bit of rice with every bite.
I'm happy that not everything is boiled or cooked to mush.
Agree.
that you still have to chew something, but the fish doesn't need any teeth. You can eat that without, because that's it's really good.
I am curious about something for Jay.
Oh, okay.
I'm wondering, what is your favorite dish
Oh,
to
okay.
make, to cook?
Well, favorite ingredient?
Would it be a fish dish or a chicken dish, or maybe you don't eat meat at all, you cook only vegetarian stuff? Vegetarian dishes?
I understand why they say that this would also be very delicious with some baked potatoes, fried potatoes. Even with pasta, I think it would go nice. Okay.
This is what I consider a wet vegetable. If you put that in on one plate together with baked potatoes,
Yeah.
or deep fried potatoes, or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it, fried potatoes, it's going to clash because it's wet with dry.
Okay.
And the potatoes, if you bake them, they need to stay crispy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
As soon as it comes in contact with the vegetables and it gets soggy, it's game over. For me. It's my opinion.
The fish is not too fishy. Yeah.
It's not overly fishy, I agree.
No.
It's the right balance. The flavor is in there, but it's not too overpowering.
Not too. No, that's true. Okay. Are we? Is everybody just like an awe of the dish, or
It's just quiet
is
today.
it just quiet?
Because the last thing we have was Enjoy by Jay. I'm trying to scroll in the chat, but it's not working because it's somehow it's doing,
It's zooming in and out.
yeah. Probably because I pressed something or did something. Oh, okay. Let's try that again. Okay. Pop out chat. I'm looking behind me because that's where the chat is.
Yeah.
Now it's gone full screen. Which is not what I intended it to be. Pop out. And we have it here, but this needs to go back here. Wow. It's messy. And not in a good way. Because all I want is this here, and this thing should go back to being over here. And then I will scale this to where we can read it well, and that's it. Okay. I still have no idea how I can scroll.
Can you just do the end?
No, because how am I getting there?
Just end.
How am I getting there with?
Don't you have an end button?
No, where is it on?
I've got no idea.
There's no end button on the laptop. It
Oh.
doesn't work like a
Okay.
thing. So I have no idea what I did to. it enlarges and
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't screw.
and now it's gone. Oh, there it is. So I don't know. Very, very corn fuzzling.
So Peter just rolled to the laptop to see if he can fix the chat, because instead of scrolling, it just zoomed in or zoomed out. So that was kind of weird.
But it must be a setting. It must be something I did within the mouse or
Yeah.
or something. I just have no idea how to undo it.
Instead of the mouse, do you have like arrow up and down
No.
on the keyboard? No?
Yes, I do.
Maybe that will work.
It doesn't do anything.
Weird.
Are we still even live?
Yeah. I don't know. So I'll check my tablet.
Yeah, we're good. What happened? I have no idea.
Are we good again?
I think I see chat from Angel saying what happened.
Okay.
Well, what happened is that I somehow got the mouse to enlarge everything and shrink it when I scroll.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to undo that because I don't know what I did.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to scroll in the chat, and all it does is enlarge the window and minimize it and enlarge it, and I have no idea how to fix that. So that's what's happening. I probably did something, but what did I do? So I'm trying to fix it. Okay, Rose, enjoy your work day.
Yeah, that's what I'm having here.
Be good. You don't use
But
a
of
large
course, I only
font.
have the Twitch chat here. With all the colored hearts. Bye, Rose.
It's locked to the browser's resizing.
Oh. Okay.
I wish I could show you, Angel, but I can't. It's probably a thing I did. I just don't know what I did. That's the problem. So we're just gonna keep that on. Mrs. A has a tablet, and I can have a tablet with chat.
I just cannot see the beam chat, but then you need to read that to me.
Well, I have the Beam chat right here,
Okay.
so we can have that.
Well, this is the same that sometimes when you are, I don't know, typing an email, Word document, blah, 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 that you do a certain key combination that you are not aware of, and then suddenly all your text turns purple. That's what I have.
It has nothing to do with Beam whatsoever. It's just a local issue
It's just, yeah. It's
here. So
it's
it's
aesthetic.
don't worry about that, Angel. It's just a local thing here.
Yeah. So,
It's probably some button I pushed that I shouldn't have, and
yeah.
I just don't know how to fix it because I don't know which button I pushed. So it's not related to Beam, because I have the same thing on Twitch. I have a browser open on the laptop that we're using, and whenever I switch to the tab that has the Twitch stream open and I try to scroll with the wheel, it just enlarges and it just goes like that. And I'm like, huh? So No alarm bells. It's not a Beam issue. It's just gonna look weird with all the tablets here on the table and us reading chat
that's
here.
what I said, I cannot see.
So
But it's really quiet, at least on Twitch. So
yeah, you have quiet streams as well. It's okay.
yeah, that's true.
We can't all have thousands of users at the same time.
Yeah. The more I eat it, the more I like it. The
You do?
first few bites, I thought, is this something I want to make again or not? But
Maybe getting used to how
so-
it tastes.
Uncommon Wolf, I was rousing up a mob of people. Really?
Twitch is showing now on Beam. Yep, I see it. Because I'm actually using the Beam app on my tablet here.
Do I have the Beam app on my tablet?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
So this is the Beam app. This is me showing the Beam app on the stream in a second. There's a little bit of delay, of course, but yeah.
That's working fine.
Although my settings are low latency on Beam, there's a lot of delay. At least it looks like a lot of delay. But don't know.
I'm liking the combination of courgette with the aubergine, or the zucchini with the eggplant,
Mm-hmm.
and the sweet pepper. None of it has an explicit taste. None of it is
True.
overbearing. It kind of took on the taste of the tomato frito, you know, the pepper and the salt,
The other stuff.
little garlic I taste. Yeah. It's nice.
Very handy tool, that Beam map. Mm-hmm.
I think I need to see if I can install it on my tablet too. It's easier than when I'm at the counter. I can see if on Beam someone
Yep.
says anything. No.
We should get that on your tablet as well.
Yeah. So is anybody eating anything at the moment?
Or snacking anything.
Or drinking coffee, tea, doing dessert instead of dinner, or what? I had a mango. Okay.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a mango.
Well, do you enjoy eating mangoes? And do you do it the way that that my colleague does it?
How would he know?
Yeah, let me explain. So the mango is oval shaped. She puts it on the side, and then with a knife, she kind of carves around it because there is a pit in the middle. And then she opens it
Okay.
up, takes the pit out, and with a knife, kind of carves like this, makes like a roster.
Really? Okay.
And then she has this half cut thing in her hands, pushes in the middle, so instead of being this shape, it is that shape. And then she has these little squares of mango, which are then easy to eat.
Sounds like an amazing method to do that.
So right now it's my favorite fruit. Okay.
Yep, that's basically what he does.
Ah, okay. So that's basically the way to do it.
Angel says we had to turn off low latency because it broke our servers. But in a few months we are introducing FTL latency.
Ooh.
FTL is faster than light. It will be near zero latency. Well,
That sounds good.
FTL is what the original Beam had. I don't know how up to date you are on the story of Beam, which later got swallowed up by Microsoft and became Mixer, Angel, but that's the website I started out on. My first streaming in 2016 was on Beam before it even became Mixer. So yeah, Twitch and then YouTube for a few months.
That wasn't the place. Well, not
And
for
then,
the cooking.
then Beam, yeah. And then a couple of years later, we started to do this cooking stream as well. Yeah, yeah. I know, says Angel. Okay. Well, Angel, I'm wondering why you chose the name Beam. Because it had a good ring to it, or why? Why Beam specifically?
So on Common Wolf Road, you stand up the mango and cut down one side of the pit, feeling against the pit with your knife, and then the opposite side removing it. Ah, okay. So it's a little bit a different technique, but still cut and then on that side, where she does a round and then she does this kind of twisting thing, and then, well, the pit will be in one of the two halves.
I've seen people do that actually.
Yeah.
They got it from Battlestar Galactica, the thing FTL, or the thing Beam. I think you're talking about FTL.
That Beam is from Beam Me Up, Scotty.
Could be. Could be.
We are more fruit-wise, maybe more, well, for me, more apple, banana, strawberries, grapes, if they are sweet,
Peach.
and do not have pits. I like pears and peaches, but if you eat them just without cutting, just biting in them, a lot of pears are very, very juicy. So that's not so handy when you are at work, because
Ah, FTL. Okay.
slobbering everywhere. I'm not a fan of mangoes. I don't know. There's something about the taste that isn't it for me. But I like oranges too. Once in a while, a red grapefruit.
So she likes oranges, she likes yellows, she likes reds.
No. Cherries, when in season.
Cherries, strawberries, reds.
If you like peaches, I think you'd like mango. Well, maybe our peaches and mangoes taste different from yours. That, of course, is a possibility. I tried mango a few times because of the colleague I was talking about. She said, but they are delicious. And then she gave me a slice, and I thought, yeah, I don't know. It's not that I thought disgusting, but also not wow. So I don't know, but peaches, yeah, I like peaches. Or nectarines, you know, the peach without the peachy skin around it.
Angel says, I used the name Beam because I love names related to light. In addition, I like the principles of the original Beam. The original Beam, Angel, I don't know if you've ever visited it, but back in the days, I don't know when you got into streaming. I know you've been in esports for a whole while, for years, so probably you were on Beam when it was around. Oh, as you know, the original Beam was launched January 2016. Yep, beta. Acquired by Microsoft in August 2016. Beam was renamed Mixer May 2017 and then shut down 4 years later, 2021. In June 23, I was granted a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for the word beam. Awesome. So because you like the original ideas that they had in Beam, you decided to name it Beam. I can relate. Beam was, if it would have been in the 60s and 70s, it would have been a hippie commune. I always say, because everybody was very nice and friendly and lovey-dovey and very welcoming and warm, and it was overall just a great community. And we're starting to see some of that now too here on Twitch. But Twitch used to be a very toxic environment in comparison to Beam and Mixer. So yeah, that's where we felt at home on Beam/Mixer.
But I think on every platform, I think you just need to surround yourself with people that have, well, the same idea about streaming.
You need to find your peers.
Yeah, that's what
your
you
people.
need. I think there is something for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course there is nothing that is for everybody.
Agreed.
We all have our different interests. We all like different things about people. So I think there is something for everybody to see, and there is
Agreed.
an audience, I think, for everybody. But because Twitch is so big and there are so many channels, it's difficult, I think, especially nowadays, because it's just, I have the idea it's getting bigger and bigger. It's difficult for people to find you.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, that's how it goes. I'm not complaining, by the way, because I'm happy that every week people show up.
Yeah, of course.
Because we have, at dinner we sit here and we like to talk to people. If there would be, even if there would be just 100 people, even if there would be 25 who all would be talking, there is no way that I could keep up. No way.
True.
So, because for me, the biggest fun of streaming is the interaction with people who are watching.
Agreed.
And it's really, really nice that we have viewers that have been there from episode 1 until now, and then in the meantime also we found a few new people. So that's nice, and we have people from all ages and from all walks of life, and everybody is different, but everybody is nice, and that's about the only thing, the only rule we basically have. What am I looking for? That's a great question. Use the name Beam. I don't know what I'm supposed to look at.
At the bottom.
When I visit the Netherlands next year, I want to meet with both of you, so you can share your views and goals with me. Oh, Mr. Beam. Mr. Beam.
You would be very welcome, Mr. Beam.
Yeah, you Mr. Beam, I don't know why I said that.
Yep.
Yeah, you're most welcome. You're most welcome. For us, well, for me, I can, my husband can speak for himself. For me, this is a hobby. That's what it is. So I never have had, until now, maybe the intention to become a professional streamer or a professional, I don't know, influencer or whatever, yada yada there is. For me, this is a hobby. Other people knit or go to the gym or I don't know, do things. But for me, this is it, and it's something that we can do together. Because That's fun to do, and you meet people that without streaming you would have never met.
Very
And
true.
even we meet people IRL, which we otherwise would never have met. We would never
Sure.
have met in person Lego with Fonzie and his lovely wife.
We even went to their wedding.
Yeah, see, when I said that at work, I tried to explain the idea of streaming. And all people said was, but what do you talk about? And I said, well, whatever comes up, basically. You know, that's not a problem. And then I said, okay, you will not believe it, but we're going to the wedding of one of the viewers in the UK. And then people said, oh, and then what if you get on the airplane and in the airport and nobody is there? I said, well, then we're going to take a hotel and have a great weekend, and that's it. But of course they were there because it's not that we didn't speak to them one-on-one, just not in person, you know.
We've had video chats and
Yeah,
stuff,
so
so
that's it.
you know, you get to know the people. And of course, we have a Discord
Yeah.
where we do a lot of
Yeah.
talking with people and
Yeah.
a lot of one-on-one stuff, DMs and things. So
Uncommon Wolf wrote Twitch started out as Justin TV. It was
Mhm.
one of the first streaming platforms, which is why it was the Wild West. They launched Twitch to create a gaming community, and later that same year, Twitch was acquired by Amazon. Okay.
and then they renamed it Twitch. Or was it? I think maybe it was renamed to Twitch even before
I don't know.
Amazon took it over or acquired it. But Angel we would be very interested in meeting you, just because I think from what I've seen, you're a very kind and very nice person, and you
With a lovely cat.
with a very lovely cat.
Yeah.
And from what I see, you surround yourself with good people, people that are good at what they do, and that are decent human beings. You know, from the people I've met from Beam, everyone's been nothing but nice and friendly and warm and welcoming. So all of that is it's all good. Yeah. Amazing stuff so far. Of course, there's a technical difficulties, but hey, every company has that. Every tech startup, you know, you need to take a few years to.
Well, even the ones who have been around for a long time.
You just need to take a few years, and
Yeah.
you're well aware of that, of course,
Yeah.
to hash out all the kinks and the
Yeah.
stuffs and you know, the tech stuff.
That's how it is, yeah. We're still trying to figure out
So yeah,
if there is a way to, because most of our viewers are on Twitch. If there is a way for us so that they can also see the chat on Beam.
well, I know how to technically do that.
Yeah, but it's for the way that we do it, where would we put it? If that makes sense, you know. Because I'm standing in the middle of the frame, I'm standing on the side, now we are on opposite side of the table. Where would you put the stream for people, or sorry, the chat for people to read? Where it would not be in the way, but where it still would be very easy to read.
The only thing I can think of is the thing that I don't want to do, which is to make a window that has the cam and then a window next to it that has the chat.
Yeah, because that makes
It takes away from the whole experience, because right now when you're watching, you're just you have a viewpoint like you're there at our table, like you're sitting at the head of our table.
yeah, basically.
So we're treating you as a guest in our home and a guest to our table and our food and the way we live and, you know, the things that we think about, the points of view that we have. And this is what we enjoy sharing with people. So it's very well thought out, the whole concept of the stream and the way that we do it. because we've heard from a lot of people over the years, like it really draws you in. It's really like you're sitting down with the both of you and just having dinner with you. And that's exactly how we want this to feel. To feel as if you're at home,
Yeah.
as if you're a guest in our house. And that works this way. And I'm afraid that if I'm going to like make a border and put the cam on the left and the middle and then the chat on the right, it's going to diminish from that.
Yeah. It's,
It's a feeling.
yeah.
Mostly
Yeah.
that's it.
Well, I'm thinking if people watch on their phone, the screen is already small.
Yep.
If we then would make the camera even smaller to add the text, I'm wondering if any of the two then would be still kind of readable and see. Of course, there are also people who watch on the tablet.
Yep.
Once in a while, we hear people that have connected on the TV. Yeah,
Watching on their Xbox.
yeah. So yeah, it's.
We need to think about all the different formats that people watch in.
Yeah.
So that makes it very much a
Challenging.
challenge to actually do
Do-
something that everyone likes.
Yeah,
and that
it's
everyone
different
enjoys
when
and-
you're playing a game. You can put your camera in the right lower corner or in wherever you want, and then add somewhere where it's not that much in the way in the game, the chat. But for us, basically, with every camera angle, it's different.
Yeah, it would be very difficult for me to incorporate
Yeah.
chat in all the
The only way that I thought,
camera
okay,
angles.
would maybe be like you see it in the news, where underneath the news anchor you see text scrolling by. But I don't know how that will work.
I don't know of any technical way to incorporate the chat from Beam in like she said as a banner on the bottom.
Yeah.
That would be cool with me. But I don't know how to do that. I know you can do it through Stream Elements if you use like Twitch chat. I think it's an OBS plugin for something, but I don't know if it'll work with Beam. Because as far as I know, Beam does not yet have a working API and stuff. So, same as we don't have chatbots yet on Beam. It's probably something that will come once there is an API and once the developers get access to an API, then you could have a chatbot app like Mix It Up, which used to be on Mixer. A couple of guys who do this in their spare time. It's an open source project. They then extended to Twitch and then to YouTube and Trovo, and they do a number of other platforms.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Can you read Uncommon Wolf?
They have multi-stream platforms. I don't know if it works with Beam yet. What do you mean, Uncommon Wolf, multi-stream platforms? Because that is exactly what Beam is. Beam is a streaming platform that allows you to restream to other platforms as well. So what we do is we send our stream out to Beam. That's number one destination. And then Beam sends it to YouTube in our case and to Twitch. It can do like, I think in the meantime, more than 35, I think, different streaming destinations, including the TikToks and the whatevers, so many other platforms. But for us, it's just these three. So yeah, I mean that you allow to show chat from all sources on screen.
It's not that we are not allowed to show it,
Well,
but
Twitch.
we don't know where to put it.
Twitch is saying they don't want chat from other platforms on their videos.
Oh, okay.
Maybe if you incorporate it in the video, it would be something else, but they don't really want. For example, there's Restream.io. They have a chat app which allows you to relay the chat from example, YouTube to Twitch. I think Twitch is not very happy with that, because then every time somebody types something on YouTube, it will say Restream.io, whatever, and then YouTube, and then the name or the text of the person that was chatting.
Yeah.
65 platforms in the meantime.
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry,
wow.
I was half
Yeah.
off there, Angel.
Yeah.
So Beam allows you to restream to 65 other platforms, which is cray cray. I didn't even know there were that many in the world, but that includes a lot of Asian destinations. So, you know, yeah, depending on if that is your thing or not. Let's see what Angel wrote. I will be honored to meet the both of you. Thank you, sir. Likewise. We can't automatically upload messages to the other platforms. See, there you go, without having to abide by their terms and conditions.
Yeah.
Something we do not want to do. I can imagine because you're your own entity,
Yeah, of
you know,
course.
your own
Yeah,
rules
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. I wonder if we could make the chat an entity that people could open independently from the stream. Well, I think that is what Justin TV was based on because their whole chat was based on the Internet Relay Chat on IRC. We don't have that many people in here, but you know, today I think so we can do a little tech talk. So yeah, Internet Relay Chat, that is how the Twitch chat used to work. Don't know if it still does, but you could basically take that and log in to IRC from any PC using any server, any IRC server. So as long as it's part of a network. But yeah, that used to be chat on Twitch, on Justin TV. Gosh, it's been a while since I used IRC.
Yeah.
Same here on Common Wolf. It's in the 90s, I think, the last time, or maybe early 2000s. I used to be on IRC all the time, but yeah. So that's basically how it used to work on Justin TV with the chat, which was logical because they used what they had on hand. And IRC was used to communicate with a lot of people back in the days when we had still
Chat channels.
channels. Chat, a lot of chat. Yeah, IRC's Internet Relay Chat, so
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
purely
yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
And the fun thing is that after that they developed a program called ICQ for the PC, which was messaging on the PC. And you could make an account and people could send you direct chats and messages, which was totally different from IRC, but it was fun to use. And ICQ, the most famous thing was when you got a notification, you heard, uh-oh. That was the sound from ICQ, uh-oh. It'd be like, oh, yeah, yeah. I got to check my PC, there's a message. In our case, the chat would have a URL that you can share for people to view all messages from all platforms. That would certainly work, Angel. Does not solve my problem on where to put it on the stream.
Yeah.
But my thing is mostly if I could make it a horizontal chat, just scrolling, you know, like a news ticker on a news station.
Yeah.
That would be okay. I could perfectly work with that. Because that would work in various scenarios and various camera angles and all that kind of stuff. Even in this scene that we're in now,
Yeah, it could be just at the
it
bottom.
could be just scrolling, you know, that would be perfect for me. I would be fine with that. But I just don't know where to put it if it's like a column with text like it is on all the chatting platforms.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me most.
Because you
that I
want it
cannot-
big enough so that people can actually read it,
Yep.
but we don't want it so big that it takes up half the screen, because then it would take away half of.
No, you would just share the URL. Well, if people are watching on their phone, for example, then Angel, say somebody's watching on Twitch, which is their favorite platform, and they want to watch the chat, but all the chats, what would they do? Would they then go split screen and open another app or a web browser, if that's your preference, and then have the web browser on screen and the Twitch app side by side? How would that work for them?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because I'm thinking always of the practical side of things. How would that work in practice if you try to do it? Angel's like, let me think about this. Yeah, it's a good challenge. Yeah.
Because now for viewers on who are on Twitch, they can only they cannot read the Beam chat on Twitch.
No, they cannot read
So
YouTube chat or.
you say hi to people, and then people on on Twitch say hi to people which they cannot see the chat from. So that's a bit weird, and because most of our viewers are on Twitch,
Yep.
you know.
Uncommon says, so it might be possible on Twitch to have an extension that you would be able to click on. For example, I've played bingo on chat. I don't know how open they would be, Uncommon Wolf, to a third-party competitor streaming platform launching an extension for Twitch that allows you to view their chat, a third-party chat. I don't know how that would go with the committee that decides what extensions are allowed on Twitch. So I don't know if that's a solution. But opening a web browser window would certainly work on PC. Because I could tell people, hey, listen, go to beamstream.gg /TheMrsAmazing /chat. Because that's actually where the chat is at.
Yeah.
And they could just open that and use that and read that.
Yeah.
That's a thing. Let me quickly get rid of this spammer on Twitch.
Yeah. We don't want to pre-order. Well, we don't want to buy anything, so.
I haven't seen them say we can't advertise our Discords. They haven't.
We want quality viewers, sorry. Yeah, Do you think that people actually would do that? And what for? What would be the purpose?
Yeah. Good question. Let me go back to the channel. Why is this taking ages? Oh, there we go. Welcome to the chat.
It's still doing that.
It's still doing the annoying thing. Yeah. There we go. Now it's been deleted. Good.
Yeah. But let's honest. Technology nowadays is just awesome. Would you have thought, like, even just 25 years ago?
This is for people born after 1980.
Yeah. Let's say you were born in 1900s, at the end of the 1900s. Would you ever thought that this would actually be a thing? That on a Sunday you would log into your computer, your phone, your tablet, or whatever,
Go to your favorite streaming website,
and watch people eat.
watch people cook, and sit there and yap at you while they eat.
Talk.
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah. And the fact that it's possible. But I find technology mind-blowing. I'm still in the phase that I do not understand that when I talk into a phone which is not connected with a cable or anything to anything, and you on the other side of the world can actually hear me. Mind-boggling, because I don't know how that is even possible. So all this tech stuff that Peter is talking about, and with Beam and Twitter, and Twitch, etc. Well, just it goes like this. And I'm thinking.
For anyone who's ever seen any Jeff Dunham,
Yeah, that's how it goes. I just don't understand how it's possible. But I'm not tech savvy at all.
if only I could live for another 150 years.
Yeah.
Because I think now with the things with AI and all this stuff that's coming, we're finally getting to electric cars.
Yeah.
We're getting to flying cars. There's prototypes of that already.
Yeah.
So all the things that we have seen in sci-fi movies is now coming to life.
I always thought it was the coolest thing that my dad had a car phone.
Because people would not be able 30 years ago to reach you by phone if you were in your car. They
Yeah.
would reach you when you were at home,
Yeah,
because you would have a landline,
yeah,
or in the office, but never in your car.
yeah.
How even in the car?
I must say, when these mobile phones came along and people said, yeah, then you can be reached 24 hours a day. And I thought, who wants that?
And why?
Well, why? When it's work related, you can call me at work on the landline. And when you call me at home and I'm not there, well, tough luck. Then you can try again.
Try talk to the machine.
Yeah. Well, even that didn't really exist. Yeah. So it's we've come a long way. People like my grandfather and grandmother, who are not with us anymore, but who were born in the beginning of the 1900s, I think that they have seen the biggest change in technology. You know, they saw the first airplanes, a lot of things first. But nowadays, technology is evolving so quickly.
Think about how weird it was when you first had horses and carriages, and then all of a sudden you had a car.
Yeah, which you could plug into your socket at home.
No, that's like 100 years later.
Yeah, but still.
But at first it was like, and then, and then you would have a car.
Yeah,
And then people would have, how do you call this? Amenities in their house.
yeah,
Instead of having a hole in the ground outside in a little shed that you used to go and do your thing in, there would be indoor plumbing with running water. And don't forget the revolution that was the refrigerator,
yeah,
where everybody could afford, well, maybe some people not,
Yeah.
but the idea was for everybody to be able to afford a place in their house where they could store everything cool
yeah.
and cold and dark and keep it edible and good
The
for
ice chest. Yeah.
yeah, an ice chest.
So we nowadays, I think we take a lot of technology for granted.
Because it's there, you're born with
Yeah,
it.
but
you
like
see
like
it, you're used to it.
50 or 100 years ago, none of that existed.
The first aeroplane, holy heck!
Yeah.
People flying, that was science fiction. Now we're sending rockets to like the moon and Mars and whatever, every week,
Yeah.
it seems.
Yeah. So yeah, it's times
Gas
times
lighting,
are different.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting world to live in as far as technology is
Goes,
concerned. Especially now with the whole AI thing
Yeah.
and artificial intelligence being able to make things more easy for us. I just hope that
Gaslighting, yeah.
I just hope that Skynet never happens, but we'll see.
Yeah. Let's see about that.
But it's like you can see now the revolution is seeping through into smart home technology. For example, Google Assistant is going to be phased out very slowly over the next months, and making way for Gemini, which is the Google AI. Amazon's Alexa, their Alexa Plus is coming, which is also AI based, can do more, can do things quicker, faster. So there's a lot of things that are going to change in the coming years. And I would love to be alive for another 150 years to see if we can actually go live on Mars or the moon or whatever,
On Common Wolf Road, imagine going back 300 years and showing them a flashlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a thing. That would be evil, I think.
So this is a torch
Yeah.
packed in a nice, handy package.
Yeah.
And look here, and you turn it on, and you know.
Oh,
How
I
do you
know.
explain that to people?
Yeah, but that's yeah.
Just a simple thing as a flashlight.
Yeah. I'm wondering where it's taking us. All this technology in this world where everything goes quicker and quicker and quicker. Because honestly, we cannot keep up with AI. Our brains are. I mean, our brains are amazing, but AI is will always be quicker and smarter and. So where as human beings will we then end up?
I need a CPU upgrade. Stat.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. All the
Well,
things that we've
we
seen
not, but people
in
that come after us. So
yeah.
yeah, and maybe everything that we've seen in science fiction movies and series. I don't maybe I don't know, but I think there are probably things that will actually become reality.
We will see. Well,
Yeah,
as far as we can.
we can. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's like I said, it's I think interesting times to live in. If you're born these days, I mean, we see a lot of kids around us, friends and families and colleagues who have kids. A lot of the kids these days that are young now, they are born with like a smartphone in their hand or a
Yeah.
tablet or whatever. They swipe and they are very used to having a portable display that can do basically anything they want
Yeah,
to.
that's true.
When we were growing up, you didn't have that. I can remember the first time I saw a computer and I held a mouse. It was a Macintosh, of course, because those were the first computers commercially available. And you could have a mouse that you could move, and then on the screen in front
Yeah.
of you, it would make the same movement as
Yeah.
you were making with your hands. There's a famous meme, of course, where they say, okay, they have an elderly lady or a person, elderly person, saying, okay, now make the mouse touch that thing on the screen. And the people would do this with the mouse and
Yeah.
put it to the screen instead of moving the cursor on the screen and clicking
Yeah.
something because they don't understand that. So they would do this with the mouse, which is funny AF.
Gosh, Max, with only one button.
Yeah.
But I'm with Uncommon Wolf. We're going to have to develop laws and regulations to prevent AI from doing things we don't want, like recording our private thoughts. Well, I think in the day and age that we live, there is not much privacy anymore.
Well, your thoughts are still
Well,
your
your
own.
thoughts are your thoughts, but
Unless you plug in.
yeah, that would be different. Yeah, I think yeah, I think your privacy is it's laying on the street, as we say in the Netherlands. There are
It's out there.
so many companies, entities, or whatever you want to call it, that know things about you. You have no idea.
Did you hear that they stole a file? I don't remember where it was stolen from, but it had logins for Google, for Microsoft accounts, for whatever. It was an unpassworded file. It was unencrypted,
Yeah.
and it's like millions of logins and stuff that got stolen. So that's the it wasn't even a hack.
Yeah.
It just probably was found by some worm that
But
just scanned systems and found an unencrypted
But
file. And
didn't we have like people in our government who took public transportation and then left their a tablet of their laptop?
USB drive, thumb drive.
Or, yeah, there without anything being protected.
Yep. Stupid
So-
people. Client side
Stupid
only, no server side storage. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that should be a way to keep your things private.
yeah,
But it's like the same with all the smart home stuff. You know, you have smart bulbs and everything, and we're always saying that these smart bulbs, most of them come from China.
Yeah.
You know,
Who knows?
they are like phoning home all the time. I don't know who would be interested in knowing how many times a day I turn on my lights in my toilet, but
Yeah.
you know,
But that's
there's
the idea. I think, yeah.
everything is connected to the wild wild web, you know, and that's the thing.
No.
Do we even want that connectivity, or do we just rather want to keep all the connectivity local and just, you know, not have the internet involved in everything we do in our home?
Yeah. Who knows?
I think that would be preferred, to do it like that.
Yeah.
Keep privacy private.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
We'll
see
see.
what the future will bring.
Where it goes
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though. Interesting stuff to think about.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to call it?
Yeah, because I don't need dessert. I,
I'm
it's
full.
done and it's almost 8:30. So I think we're good.
What would be your rating of the dish of today? You can be honest.
Well, it's you know, there are dishes that you like I in the beginning said. I had a few bites and I thought not, but you know that you're thinking, okay, it's warm and I'm eating it. But the more I ate it,
The word you're looking for is meh.
yeah, yeah. So, but the more bites I had, I thought, yeah, it's nice. I can taste this and that, and that. But is it at least an 8? Because that's where we put the bar.
That's the minimum.
It needs to be an 8, otherwise it goes in the shredder. Did this make it? I don't think so. It's not bad. I mean, if you want to try it, go ahead, and then taste it and then make it your own.
I thought it was a good dish. I thought it was a little on the wet side still.
Yeah.
A little bit too much liquid, a bit moist.
Maybe
the M word.
with a different type of, well, let's call it sauce. Maybe not with a tomato fritto, maybe not with anything tomato based.
No, I think that the sauce was okay, and I enjoyed the taste of all the different things that are in there, all the different ingredients. But like you say, we have a certain bar which we have set throughout the years
Yeah.
because we eat so many different recipes and a
Yes.
new thing every
Yeah.
week, at least once on stream. But
Yeah.
sometimes she will make other dishes that are new as well throughout the week,
Yeah.
just to test drive them
There
or
is
whatever.
there is so much. What we've learned throughout the 8 years the 8 seasons, well, 8 years that we are doing this is that we eat much more variety
It's much more diverse than before.
than before. So
Sure.
and there are still things that we just don't like. So I'm not going to make that. But we do have a few recipes that we make regularly.
Yep. They go
You
into rotation.
Yeah, okay. But I now have 2 full binders with all types of recipe. Can you mute me?
Ute.
Of recipes. Few of them are new, which we haven't made yet, but the most of them we did. And the only ones that now make it into the binder and who are still in the binder, we graded at least an 8. So 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, and a very
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 rare.
little 10.
Very rare.
Very rare. And those that go in the binder are things that I also make other 6 days of the week when there is cooking.
So that's the bar that we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's the standard of
Yeah.
food that we're at.
That.
It's
So
quite different.
did this dish make that?
I think maybe in a different shape or form, sure,
Yeah.
but not this one.
Not this one, right? No.
Because we love to eat rice. We love to combine it with
yeah.
vegetables. We love this type of a sauce,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
Um, Normally, we would make this with either chicken or ground beef.
Yeah.
Not so much with fish.
Fish. No,
But
the fish variety, I was kind of intrigued when I read the recipe.
yeah, that's the same
Because
reason.
this is not how the few times that we eat fish, this is not
How we
how we
normally do
eat
it.
it,
Yep.
how we normally eat it. So I thought, okay, with fish, yeah, with chicken, I would think it sounds good. So that was kind of the idea, and I thought, okay, but I have two other dishes with fish, which well, not next week or the week after that, but who will be.
We have things to look forward to, people.
Forward to, yeah.
But that
to make. So I think this one,
the fish
I-
thing was the thing that attracted me to this
Yeah.
dish as well. It's like,
That
okay,
I thought, okay,
we like everything, all the ingredients, but let's see
Yeah.
how the fish fits in.
yeah. But that's because we at a certain point you've made all rice dishes. You did pasta dishes in all
Yeah.
forms that are there. We did a piece of meat with potatoes and boiled vegetables. We did things with bread. We did things with, well, basically. We did a lot, and at a certain point, you want to make something different, not only for you, the viewers, but for us,
For us as
for
eaters,
us also, because it's really easy to stick into a certain pattern of the things that you like, and
Sure.
we are, as said before, not really fish lovers. We also do not eat spicy things. So, hey, Hamza. I'm so sad I keep coming too late. Well, you know, life happens, so don't worry about it.
it's more sad for you than it is for us.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we're here. We know what's going on, but you
Yeah.
missed it. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. It's good to see you, Hamza. Hope
Yeah.
you're well.
He's busy.
And you're never too late. You're always perfectly on time
Yeah.
when you're here. That's always fine.
I haven't been in proper for like 3 weeks. Well, that's okay. We understand that the people who
Stuff
come
happens.
have lives.
You have stuff to do.
And things happen, and you need stuff to do, and sometimes you forget it, or you're on in a party, or you just don't feel like it, and everything. For us, it's all okay. It's really nice.
A party, really? Sunday at
Yeah.
6 p.m.?
Yeah, why not? You
Why
know,
wasn't I invited to this party?
It's not all everywhere 6 p.m.
No,
or to do
you're
that.
misunderstanding. The party is here every
yeah,
Sunday
okay.
at 6
No,
p.m.
That's okay.
That's the party you need to go to.
Yeah, you know.
So, yeah.
And we see you on Discord once in a while, so it's all good. Don't worry about it.
No worries.
No
I'm very curious about how things are going with your job
Yeah.
and with the baking of things.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, that's for sure.
Very curious. Feel free to let us know.
Yeah. Not now, because we are kind of in the in the end phase
Still no job?
of the stream.
Did you actually?
He quit then, right? Did you quit the other one where people were taking advantage of you and were not nice?
Next time.
Next time. So next week Sunday we will
Yeah.
be here. So this is not going to make it into the binder.
I'm sorry to hear that, Hamza.
So next time we try something different.
Next time we're making cake with chocolate and fudge and
Wouldn't it be funny to only make desserts?
have a dessert stream. I think that's good. I think we're
Just make 2 toasties and
2 toasties and dessert. Yeah.
yeah. I mean we did a cooking stream where it was cooking without actual cooking and baking without actually baking.
With no cook food and no baked
Yeah.
goods.
So basically like a sandwich and I don't know what we had for dessert. Yogurt. And that's it.
Maybe we can look into using an appliance to cook with again next time.
Yeah, you know, there is still the air fryer and there is still
the Instapot.
the Instapot and so many things.
So many good things.
So many things. So for today, we're going to bid you goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you all very much for coming. It was too difficult for me to getting trash talked at so much as they did. No.
I
You
think
don't-
it's
nobody-
horrible the way you got
Nobody
treated.
deserved. They just, you know what they did
It's
was
horrible,
just
Hamza.
treated you bad so that you would leave. I think that was the intention. And
They are all
that's
supposed to
not
be,
good.
you know, people who are involved in your education.
Yeah, they should be. But
So,
you know,
It should
not
be that
all
way.
people are nice.
Thank you for the stream.
offer
As
that.
always, says Uncommon. You
Yeah,
are very welcome.
yeah.
And thank you for being here, Uncommon.
Yeah, that was really
For
nice.
keeping us company. Of course, we had Jay and Angel over on Beam.
Yes.
So thank you for that over
And
there.
two-
I saw I missed a follow
You did?
earlier.
On Beam?
On Beam, yes. Someone with the name EX, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So I'm very sorry I missed that. He or she's probably not here anymore. But
Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
So we'll see you next time.
Yeah, next Sunday we're going to be back.
Same channel,
Same channel, same people,
same time,
same place,
new food,
new food.
new recipe.
That's true. That's it.
So as we say in Holland, doei doei, bye bye,
doei.
with a nice little princess wave.
Oh yeah, for the small one.
And do you want to rate someone, or we do that next time?
Maybe we do that next time.
Good idea.
Okay.
All right. Then
So,
have a good
thank
week,
you.
everyone.
Goodbye. Have a great rest of your day. Sleep well, sweet dreams, and we will see you again next Sunday.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Toodaloo.